This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm Alright Hey, and this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
If it's trending, going viral, or has you gripped, we're talking about it. Coming up on today's episode, I have bought tickets to a concert and you are never going to guess who I'm going to see.
You literally will never guess because I hadn't even heard of him. We also speak about Kim Kardashian's acting debut. We give you our thoughts on whether she's good or whether she's shit.
And there's a new trend that I've discovered where you stick something to a certain part of your body.
We think it's kind of ridiculous, and we tell you some of the trends that we've been through in our lifetime. And let me tell you, the one that Brittney went through was very surprising. I don't think anyone's going to guess that one. All that and more coming up in this episode of High Scrollers. Deal me in, Joel. Let's go. Morning, Joel.
How are you?
Feeling great. How are you?
I'm great also.
Welcome back to episode whatever the hell it is of this podcast. Oh, 6. Thanks, producer Chae. He's right on it, darling. Episode 6. Welcome back.
The time is flying.
I know. Did we tell everyone this is only going to be a 10-episode podcast and we're never doing any more? I'm just kidding, Joel. Thank God
you should have went along with
that.
it.
Yeah, I know. Thank God we're so successful. Otherwise, it could have been 10 episodes. The drive wasn't worth it. There you go. Another week we're still talking about the drive down.
You said last week that we would be talking about that. And here we are.
Literally. We're kicking off today's episode with our Royal Flush of the Week. It's the best thing we saw on the internet. You should know that by now. And if you don't, where have you been, bitch? Brittney, kick us off with your Royal Flush of the Week, please.
All right. I literally bring up my mum every episode. You bring up Taylor Swift, I bring up my mum every episode.
We've got to ban Shaz from the potty, darling.
She's banned. Okay, next episode, she's banned. She saw that Tom Jones was going on tour, a little tour in Australia next year.
Who's Tom Jones? What does he sing? Does he sing Lovers in the Air? No. What's he sing? Who's Tom Jones? Tom Jones from, does he done Dancing with the Stars? What's his name? Tom... Who's Tom Jones? Why are you so shocked? Well, let me Google who Tom Jones is.
Shaz will be blowing up right now.
Well, Shaz doesn't like Kylie Minogue, so I can't take her taste in music very seriously, darling.
Sex bomb, you're my sex bomb.
Oh, sex bomb, okay. She's a lady. Okay, I've got you now.
Anyway.
I didn't know that. Oh, it's not unusual.
You want to be loved by anyone.
Okay, cool. So I know him.
Yeah.
But if you put him in a police lineup, I wouldn't be able to pick him out.
Anyway, getting to my Royal Flushes, I've booked tickets to go and see Tom Jones next April at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. He's going to Newey of all places. And yes, my mum loves Tom Jones, but that was the music that we were brought up listening to. You know, I feel like every kid is brought up listening to like one particular artist from their parents. Mm-hmm. For us, it was Tom Jones. And she went to his concert when he was here last. And it must be a thing at Tom Jones concerts. You take a pair of undies or a bra to throw at him on the stage. And I remember so vividly my mum had bought this lacy bra and G-string set. And when I was a kid, like seeing a lacy bra and G-string was like, oh my God. You know, because I'm in primary school. And last time she went, apparently they couldn't get close enough to throw it. So she wasn't able to throw the bra and undie set. So she brought it home and framed it. And she'd even put powder on there so it smelt nice. On like perfume. Anyway, I'm going to see Tom Jones and that's my Royal Flush.
Okay.
And my question to you is, who was the one person you were brought up listening to? Because for me, it was Tom Jones.
I don't know.
Whenever mum was like getting pissed in the backyard with the neighbours, Tom Jones would come on.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
My Delilah.
Who sings Brown Eyed Girl? Because my mum used to love that song.
Van Morrison.
I didn't really have. So the first concert I ever went to was Kylie Minogue at like the age of 5 years old. So maybe Kylie was playing, but I mean, my parents definitely would have introduced me to Kylie Minogue. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I had a specific, but I've had this conversation with friends before. Like
Everyone
some people
has
grew up
someone.
with Elvis. Like some
Yeah.
people grew up with Dolly Parton. Like some people grew up with ABBA. For me and my family, no, we didn't have any. Like my dad's not a big music person.
It was always at like backyard
Yeah.
barbecues. That's where I learned all this music.
Okay, see, my parents weren't piss heads. And then
I think Shaz must have been.
as I got a little older, that's when the late nights and mum would catch up with the old friends from school who'd come over. And I remember one time we did this thing because I was going to Japan, and so we had to do this like little fundraising thing. Couldn't afford to send me, but like I love Japan and I was really good at Japan. I was really good at Japanese and was really obsessed with Japan. Yeah. And so we did this little fundraising thing, and then afterwards, like mum and her friends from school like had a few drinks, and you know the red wine comes out and the brown-eyed girl, and there's all those songs. So
you were brought up just on the classics, maybe.
Yeah,
not
I
a
think
specific artist. And by the way, I just have to say, you just said fundraising. Then it just took me back to when you would get so excited to get the Freddo box at school.
Oh yeah.
And I swear the Freddos were way bigger back then.
They were.
They were massive, and they were $2 or $1.
Yeah.
And then you would just make your mum pay the $40
Yeah.
so you could keep all the chocolates.
No, what would happen is I'd bring it home and my mum would go, now we're not eating those. You're going to have to go door knock round every single house and you're going to have to go and sell those because I'm not eating them. And 14 days later, we'd eaten every single one of them.
Can we bring it back, by the way? I think that's still a thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to get it
still
for
a
work.
thing. I've got family members who work in schools and like it's still a thing
Can you
to
do it out of school?
But do you want to know what? Shrinkflation, baby.
Oh,
Those things are
yeah.
tiny and they're now $2.50
Well,
each.
last night I had a Maxi Bon and it was tiny. I reckon they've recently downsized Maxi Bons as well. And I was
Jeez.
pissed.
Everything is shrinkflationing. So bad. It's all right. We're all shopping at the reject shop now anyway. Surely all the scrollers are at the reject shop. Which, by the way,
What?
suddenly after we spoke about that on the podcast the other week, I've seen people talking about the reject shop bloody everywhere now.
All because
Everyone's going, oh my gosh, everyone, the reject shop is so cheap. And like, I just did my shopping at the reject shop and I saved this much money. And like, I think I'm claiming that we started that.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing videos so often. Respect the hustle and respect my research. Although when I went to talk about it, you knew about it already anyway.
Yeah. So maybe it was me.
Doubt it. But my royal flush of the week is I'm loving seeing Kim Kardashian because she's debuted her acting. Well, she's done some acting
She's
before.
done other things, yeah.
She has. I think the first time I saw her in anything was Disaster Movie, which you probably haven't seen because last week we heard you don't like scary movies.
Nothing.
But Disaster Movie is like the scary movie franchise of...
Did you hear that again?
Was that you?
It was like... Sorry.
You got to get your stomach checked, babe.
I think I'm hungry because I drive for 2 hours and I'm doing it again.
Well, why don't we have something to eat? I've
need
actually packed a
snacks.
lunchbox for today just in case.
I'm going to need to bring snacks next time because this keeps happening. Anyway, back to Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, she's acting in the new American Horror Story, all the
never
other
watched
seasons.
it. Is
Yeah,
it
of course
scary?
you haven't because it's scary. Yeah, it is kind of, yeah. I mean,
Would I like
some
it?
seasons are scarier than others. Like Coven is quite camp. It's not really scary. But no, you won't like it. If you don't like scary things, you won't like it. But it's... some seasons are more camp but then some are really scary. So anyway, when Kim Kardashian was announced to be in American Horror Story, I was kind of like, oh, this is
I feel
weird.
like everyone was like that. The whole internet was like,
Yeah.
really? She's going to ruin it.
Yeah, but she's doing exceptionally well. I'm seeing a lot of videos on the Clock app and she looks good. Like she's acting well. She's being funny. I think like the best thing is she's like taking risks. She's playing this like Kris Jenner-esque character.
And that's the thing. I've been seeing the videos pop up as well. And everyone's saying she's doing such a good job of acting. And people are saying that they're surprised that she is acting so well. But it makes me think like on their show, the Kardashians and everything like that, like they are essentially acting in a way. Like she has so much experience, even though they're being themselves in their own show. It very much seems like she's being herself in American Horror Story as well, or channeling her mum a little bit.
Yeah.
But in a way, like the Kardashians are actresses in their own kind of sense. Because it's a fucking show that they make.
I know.
So I don't know why people are so surprised that she's actually doing well.
Yeah. People just still, I'm such a Kim Kardashian stan. Like, not really a stan. Like, I don't really care for her that much, but I just think, like, there's so much belittling of Kim Kardashian. And I'm like,
people
she's
want
a
to see the
powerhouse.
Kardashians fail. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's like a genuine...
I think she's like one of the smartest people alive, like right now. Like the family in general is. I mean, some of them are probably dumb, but Kim, I think, is like, she
They're
just gets so much
powerhouses.
flack. Like when people say, oh, she only famous because of the sex tape. No, the amount of work she's had to do to keep that and be one of the most influential people, whether you like it or not, in the entire world. I'm like, props to Kimmy K. I think she's absolutely killing it. And she's killing it at this acting role as well. Do I want to see her in more acting roles? Probably not, because I do think she could be quite one tone.
Yes, I feel like she has one character.
Yeah, which it's almost like her, but not really.
Yeah, it's her and her mum.
But I just think it's like fun seeing her say things like "suck my." Like that's really fun. To see.
Which
Kim
you love to
Kardashian
say as well.
I love to say that.
No, you say hit the.
I say hit the. But I've been trying to refrain from saying that on this podcast because I did want to elevate it just that little bit.
Ooh, you fucked it now.
But I think after the first few weeks, see, the first couple episodes, I'm so used to working the word into my vocabulary that there were a few times in the first few episodes of High Scrollers that I had to like catch myself from saying. And I don't think it's your brand either, because if they follow me and it was my podcast and they just listen, like they're used to me being a bit vulgar.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure how your audience would react to me being so disgustingly
They would
vile.
love it.
And so I refrained and held back. But maybe I'll just let loose from now on.
All
and
right.
so if you've got kids in the car, listen to this on your own because, you know, like it's
you're going rogue.
You're going rogue. This episode I'm going to work as many into the episode as possible.
I'm looking forward to it.
This week I've been working really hard on a list on my phone. I've been compiling an ick list.
Oh.
Do you know how everyone on the internet says things like
it gives you the
it gives me the ick or
I saw one literally last night. I just need to quickly tell you
what
it
is it?
Someone was filming their dad getting in bed every night.
I sent this to you.
No, I didn't see you send it to me.
I sent it to you.
When?
On TikTok, which we're allowed to talk about again this week.
Yeah, well, I saw it last night too. Okay, so for everyone listening, it's a new ick discovered, like a child has discovered that when their dad jumps into the bed every night, she set up the camera. Before he gets in, he like props himself up on the side of the bed and then he has bare feet, obviously, and he claps his 2 feet together.
He rubs them together to get all the dirt off.
Yeah, it's like a clap and a rub of the feet, kind of like a cricket, to get all the fucking sand and dirt off, and then he jumps in.
Which, like, we all kind of maybe do that.
In our own way, but I feel like I maybe shake my feet off or something, but he fully does, like, smacks them together and then does a little rub like a cricket.
But I don't do that anymore because I now have indoor slippers.
Oh, yeah, I love
an
indoor slipper.
And also have indoor Crocs. So I take my outdoor shoes off, put my indoor Crocs on, walk around in the Crocs, and then when I get into bed, I've got clean feet.
When I was growing up, Shaz, shout out to Shaz every episode, she always wore thongs inside and she still does. So our whole childhood was like her going around the house and you can hear like flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. And when I was little, I used to say, why do you always wear shoes in the house? Like she never didn't have shoes on.
Yeah.
But now as an adult who is responsible for cleaning my house, I get it. I hate walking around barefoot.
Yeah, I just got a Roomba too, so that might change.
Ooh.
So it mops and vacuums the same, you know, does it all.
Yeah.
I've not let it mapped out my house yet, so it actually hasn't done a whole session. Anyway, that's boring. Let's move back on to my
let's go back to the ick list.
My ick list. I read this out to a friend the other day because I was actually going to do a video on this. I was actually going to do like a TikTok video and be like, this is my ick list and, you know, put it up on a green screen and go through it. But then I read it out to a friend and they were like, they're not really icks. Like, you're just an asshole. So today I'm going to read my icks out to you.
Okay.
And then you can tell me whether I've gone a bit far.
Okay.
Or whether I'm actually onto something here, okay?
Okay.
So the first one on the list, things that are cringe, things that give me the ick. First thing on the list, Los Angeles. Just LA in general, but more specifically Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really hyped up and when you get there, you're like, what the fuck is
this?
but
but it's me seeing people in LA on Instagram. I go, ew. Gross.
Yep.
Okay. It's okay. You agree with that one?
Yep.
Good. Okay. Number 2, Biscoff.
I love Biscoff.
Biscoff is embarrassing.
Why?
Grow up.
It's so yum.
No, it's not. And it's actually so basic. It makes me annoyed when people have like full on Biscoff cakes and all. I'm going, you are so boring.
You don't like the flavour?
Nah, can't stand anything to do Biscoff. I think Biscoff is the most boring spread you could choose to go on anything. Like the Biscoff spread, I go, why are you putting that on literally anything? Boring. Third thing on the list, folded wallets, specifically men's. So, men's have a folded wallet.
Yeah.
Gross. Cringe. Get rid of it. You should have all of your cards on your phone anyway.
AJ actually just got a new wallet and you just slot the cards down into it and then you can prop them back up.
Yeah,
and that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. A folded wallet, who has that much in their wallet that they need that much space?
Exactly. So
one
card
card.
holders, thin card holders, I'm about. Big, thick wallet. If I see a big, thick wallet in a man's pants, I go, gross.
Yeah.
It's
giving go through your cards. They all expired 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's giving not the bulge we want to see. Okay. Oh, this one's a good one. Things I think are cringe. Influencers being guests on schoolies trips. Schoolies will be like, come to Fiji with TikTok 1 and TikTok 2.
Yeah.
Big stars
I feel
on
like
TikTok.
it's always like reality stars that do that.
No, it's like TikTokers now.
Oh, is it?
So I can't think of anything worse than going to schoolies and having a TikTok
I miss
celebrity
schoolies
there.
because I dropped out of school and I feel like I'm glad about it.
Although it depends how much they're paying, because if they ask me, I'll go. Another one for influencers, another thing I get the ick from is influencers selling stuff on their stories.
That they've been given.
No, just in general. So like I get Depop. I understand Depop. We're all about being sustainable these days. But it's more so the influencer that goes, hey, wore this dress to an event a couple weeks ago, gonna sell it for $80. Babe. Yuck. Like, donate it. You don't need the $80. We know how much you're getting paid for your bloody Bondi Sand sponsorship. Like, please put it down. Donate the $80 dress. You don't need the $80. Come on, seriously. But Depop I kind of get, but also it's got to be a good deal. I've seen some influencers sell some absolute rubbish on their Depop and I'm going, why didn't you just chuck this to a Vinnie's, love? Just go and put it in a charity bin, seriously. And the admin can't be bothered sending it all out. Anyway, okay, this is a good one. I think you'll agree with this one. People who say, run, don't walk.
Oh, we use that in our email marketing and captions sometimes for our brand. But it's what you say. It's like if we're having a massive sale, run, don't walk. You need to get...
No, we need something else because it's been overused.
Okay, you need to come up with a new saying for it then.
Okay, piss bolt, don't dawdle. That's a bit more... Got a bit more oomph to it.
Next time we have an email to send out, I'm going to use piss bolt, don't dawdle. There's 30% off fate. You know what? Our customers would love that.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, run, don't walk to Kmart. They have this amazing new... I'm like, I'm not running anywhere.
The thing is, no one's actually going to physically run. So I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Okay, we're almost done. We're getting to the end of the list here. So another thing I think is cringe, people who get on other people's shoulders at festivals and concerts.
Yeah. I think that's rude.
Get off. Get down.
Yeah.
You stupid... I could use some words, but I'm not going to because we're a family-friendly podcast here, aren't we?
I've never been that person.
No, get off the shoulders. You're ruining it for everyone and you're not the main character. In fact, the people who get, and I wanted to say girls because I feel like it's mainly girls, but like the girls, honestly, you think you're the main character. We're all looking at you like you are an extra in Home and Away pretending to talk in the back of Alf's freaking restaurant cafe, okay? You can sit down, get off the shoulders. You're not that important. Okay. 2 more for you. The first one, drop shipping.
Yeah.
Which I almost did in the pandemic because I was so desperate for money, Hello.
It was a massive trend.
Yeah. Drop shipping.
I'll tell you what I hate about drop shipping. I mean, it's very clever, but the people that have started a drop shipping business selling whatever, but their website looks 100% like it's in Australia and that it's going to get shipped directly from them. That's what pisses me off. But if you ever go to a website and it seems too good to be true and it looks like an Aussie website, you have to go to the bottom and look at the shipping page and then it'll say how long it takes. And then they're like, our shipping partners ship from all over the world and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're just drop shipping.
Yeah.
Fucked.
And the good thing about drop shipping is now if I see something like that's sponsored on Facebook, I then just go and look and it's like 6 cents and I just buy it myself. So thanks to the drop shippers for making it easier for me to save some money. And the last one on the list is people who say, as someone who... And let me explain that one because this one is probably the biggest ick of all is when you see a post on Facebook or maybe I'll do a story and then I'll get a DM from someone and they insert themselves and their own experience into the conversation by starting it with, as someone who. We got it on comments of that video we did about the self-serve checkouts and how I was being a bit of a Karen about people not using the self-serve checkouts. But people were like, as someone who works at Coles, I don't care, babe. Tell someone else. But I just think that's an ick. As someone who, like, it'd be you, as someone who works in fashion.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, I just find it a bit conceited. As someone who knows more than you do, that's what it's giving.
Right.
That's what it's giving. As someone who knows more than you.
When you
and as
didn't
someone
ask.
who actually has experience and you don't, you dumbass. You clearly are so dumb because as someone who actually knows more than you, that's what it's giving.
That's the energy it's giving off.
I hate it. Stop it.
Something that I have seen on the internet is another trend. I don't know if it's going to come into full fruition, if that's the word.
I love the word fruition.
I don't know if it's fully going to become a fruition trend.
Yeah.
But I saw a video, like, we're always seeing a different trend every week, basically, when it comes to, like, fashion and the way that we look.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one that is stick-on belly buttons are becoming a thing.
Sorry? Stick-on belly buttons?
Yes. So it's
So
only...
not piercings, like actual
like
belly
an actual
buttons?
looks like a fake tattoo of a
Okay.
belly button, and you buy a sheet of them. And it's for people that wear their stomach out.
So
kind of.
not us.
Yeah. It's not for us. But basically, you buy a sheet of stick-on belly buttons, and then if you are wearing like a high-rise jean and a little crop top or a bralette or whatever, you put the belly button above the jeans, and then it gives the illusion that your legs are way longer because your belly button is up there. When, like, right now my belly button's here,
Yeah.
but like you'd put it up here if I was wearing like a little bra.
I feel like that's weird. I feel like you'd look like an alien.
No, it's a thing. And people are doing it. Or you wear like a little mini skirt, and then where it would usually be covering your belly button, it then makes...
But if your belly button's up there, wouldn't it just look like your vagina's even higher as
Yeah,
well?
look, I think it depends on
Wouldn't
the
your
person.
be too high? There you go, I've worked one in.
Look, I think it depends on the person, but I saw a few photos and it actually looked pretty legit. But I think
Really?
it depends on the person's like body proportions.
I feel like if I put my belly button up higher, like I mean, not that my belly's ever out, but I feel like if I put my belly button up higher, people would go, well, that's not in the right spot, darling.
Well, it depends. I feel like you got to wear the right outfit. See, she's got the fake belly button on there, but her belly button's down there. But then it's up there.
Okay, now that I've seen a visual,
See, like it doesn't look too bad.
I actually do think that it works.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me just have another look again because I just want to see whether it brings the up as well. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It just looks normal.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
It is giving me the ick though. I might have to add this to my ick list.
write it down.
Yeah.
People sticking on fake belly buttons. But speaking of trends, has there ever been something in your lifetime, a trend, like a beauty or fashion trend that you have jumped on?
When I was in primary school, I actually set most of the trends, which was
Right.
so random. Like I'd buy a pair of shoes and then the next 2 weeks, all the boys had the same shoes as me. So I was always a little bit ahead of my time. I feel as I've gotten older, I am so behind the times with trends. And I feel like I'm almost too scared to change and keep up with trends. I've just changed my hair for the first time since like 2011. I've dyed it a couple times, but it's always kind of been that spiked up. And now I've got this comb over style kind of happening at the moment. And I'm still getting used to it just because like the receding hairline and the forehead's out in full force. And the spike used to kind of mask that because, you know, it took up so much of the drama. But I think as I get older, like I still want 2017, 2016 makeup and
You want
brows.
it to come back.
I wish we were still in that cake face, smoky, glittery eye,
Massive
bold
wing.
lip, massive wing,
See, I'm
thick
glad.
Insta brows. Like I
You like
love
it.
that aesthetic. And
See,
I want that.
am glad. I was very much in that trend as well because that's when we were like really into YouTube and I was making YouTube videos sitting in front of the camera every day. So I did that kind of makeup. Not that I ever went too heavy, but then I feel like back then I felt like that was the only way that I looked my best and it kind of made me insecure in a way. Whereas now I'm glad that like we're into this whole natural era because number one, you save time and number two, I don't feel like I need to have a full face of makeup on to look stunning.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, especially when I was like in my early 20s or even late teens, I felt like I couldn't be seen without a full face of makeup on.
Yeah, similar to the fake tan, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I've only just come around to the natural. Like how long have you been doing natural makeup for?
I feel like the last couple of years.
Yeah, see, I've only started in the last literally month.
Yeah.
I did a natural look like in the last month and I used to do like makeup and then so much powder on top. And I was a cake face, but I was a proud cake face and I loved it. You could wipe my face off with a spoon. Like that's the look that I was going for.
You
and
did used to wear like full on foundation, didn't
Australia's
you?
biggest glamazon. Hello, you got to have the cake face. It's part of the brand. It's part of the look. And then about, I don't know, like, a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, I did a natural look and I went, oh, I actually like really like this natural.
I feel like that's everyone. Like you do a natural look and then you're actually surprised by how much you like it. But we become so accustomed to doing a full glam.
Yeah. And I still love a full glam.
Yeah.
I'd still love to have 2016 eyebrows. You got your eyebrows tattooed and I'm just trying to look from all the way over here. But you laminate your brows now, don't you? Or
I
do you
brush them up with like soap.
Okay.
So I got them tattooed like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be temporary.
Yeah.
Like semi-permanent, actually, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
It's still there. So I don't know about that. But it has faded a lot.
I've just started the lamination trend as well. See, that's been a trend for a while. I, again, only jumped on 2 months ago. So these days I'm really late to trends. I don't know whether it's like this has much to do with it, but I just think like when you have a brand online, switching it up is like jarring for a lot of people. Like if Fate changed their Fate logo from the way that it is to big fat bold letters, like people would be like, oh, that's different.
We did change it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From?
Capital letters, tall capital skinny letters, and now it's lowercase.
Oh, really? I thought it was always lowercase. So I don't even think I noticed the transition.
There you go.
So there you go.
It was subtle. But a few people complained.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. A lot of people thought that it was fat.
Which is just dumb. Because why do they think that? Like there's a Y in the middle there.
I know. They just block it out. They just go FAT. I'm like.
I just don't understand, but there's a Y there.
I know. But anyway, like we wanted to upgrade the logo anyway. It's more feminine now and it's more like soft and lowercase and whatever. But also I like the fact that the Y now drops down below the rest of the word. Whereas when it was FAYT in capitals, maybe people would just glance at it and think it was like double T or something at the end because the Y and the T was so similar.
Okay, yeah, right.
So now I'm kind of happy with that as well.
Yeah, I just think like when you look a certain way, and also I dyed my hair brown not long ago and people were like, nah. People are just they'll just tell you exactly how they feel.
It is scary making a big change on the internet.
I know. And so, and also the brown, like, I don't know what I was thinking. I went into my hairdresser and I just said, we've got to fuck it up today. Just, make it different. I'm done. I don't know. I was going through a bit of a midlife crisis of some sort for literally like 4 hours. And the 4 hours was just so happened to be when I was at the hairdresser's.
Love that.
And we went brown and I loved it for like 2 weeks. And then I was like, this just isn't me. So I think I found my aesthetic.
I love it.
I found my vibe. I'm also, I do have eras and I have my own eras.
Right.
I don't think I have eras that keep up with trends. Like my Camilla Kaftan era, that was a long era. I think it may be over. As you can see,
your vest era?
I'm wearing jeans today. Yeah, my vest era. That was a long time ago.
When I first met you, you were in your vest.
But do you know why I wore vests? Because I was so insecure about my tits. So I would wear vests to cover my tits and somehow think that made me look more slimming when really I just look like the fat controller from Thomas the Tank Engine. For those who don't know, I went through a vest era, which was a long era because I started that in high school. I actually started that.
You wore it for years.
So Lady Gaga concert. I got my first vest from a shop called, it was like Recycled Garbage or something in Long Jetty on the Central Coast.
Oh, shout out.
It was like, you had op shops, but then this one, their purpose was they'd go to op shops, find pieces that they could like jazz up a little bit or pieces that were really nice quality and then sell them. And I went in there and I saw a vest and I don't know, I got it and I wore it to Lady Gaga's concert, the first one.
It was like
at
a security
Newcastle Entertainment Centre.
There you go.
I just realised Newcastle Entertainment Centre.
It was like a bit of a security blanket for you.
It was. And then I had like a vest in high school that I wore to school, but that wasn't like a...
Did they let you?
Yeah, it wasn't a tuxedo. Right. It was a like more of a vest. like a cardigan vest sort of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, like a knitted vest.
Yeah, knitted vest. And then we progressed to different coloured vests. And then, of course, I had vests with sequins on them. Yeah. I made a fairy floss vest one time.
Did you have like a spiked one as well?
I had a spiked vest. I had vests with feathers on it for the Kesha concert. I went through a vest phase, and then the day that I stopped wearing vest, I used to say vestices to cover my breastises. The day I stopped wearing vests changed my life, and I suddenly was like,
That's
I
like
don't.
me with my fake tan was you with the vest.
Yes, definitely. And then Camilla Caftans again was like the vest era.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll still
I feel
wear
like
them.
you're still in
I
that.
still wear them,
Yeah.
but I wore them religiously and nothing else for a
Yeah.
good 12 months there.
Yeah.
So I have eras and I don't keep up with trends. I feel I start my own trends.
I love that for you.
What kind of trends have you done
I
that
think
you've regretted maybe?
I think my worst trend that I did in the past was when I was 15, 16 years old and I thought I was a Metal Militia girl.
Oh, Scene Queen.
I only liked Metal Militia boys.
What is Metal Militia, by the way?
It's like a brand that was like really popular back in the day and it was like hotted up cars with rims and a big subwoofer in the back.
No, I thought you meant emo. Like, I thought you just meant you were like a emo Scene Queen.
No, Metal Militia. It was like a dirt bike brand kind of.
Oh, I don't even
and
know
like all those
this.
boys with the dickies and the hats.
Yeah,
like that was
okay.
like my boyfriend at the time was like this, had tattoos, dickies, like any coloured dickies really low with the boxes hanging out,
Yeah,
a
okay.
chunky belt. So I would say my worst trend was this whole phase of mine. I definitely had graphic
The Militia
t-shirts.
Maidens.
I had Dickies t-shirts. I wore like electric blue skinny jeans and I would go to the hairdresser, get what was called top deck hair. So all underneath, under the back and the front was like dark brown and then the top was blonde.
Like a top deck chocolate.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And then I would say to the hairdresser, give me as many layers as you possibly can in my hair. And if you know me, I have the thinnest hair in the world. And I would go and get a side fringe, as many layers as possible, and dress like that. And I even had spaces in my ears. So I
Wow.
would say that is my worst trend that I ever jumped on. And I'm glad that it's over. And I'm glad I didn't go down the route of like actually getting a sleeve or anything. Because when you're hanging out with people that are like that, you can very easily get influenced. Like
Yeah.
at one point there I was considering like getting tattoos.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Do you regret any of your tattoos?
All of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have a single tattoo.
I don't regret them, but I'm like, why did I get them?
Okay.
These stupid ones on my wrists that I got with friends. Like I just want to get them off. Like I just don't like the look.
Yeah, fair. I've never got a tattoo because I don't think I can commit to anything to be on my body forever. I know you can get them removed.
The good thing about mine is like I've got two little heart ones on my wrist. They're easy to get rid of. And then I've got writing on my hip that says, storms make trees grow deeper roots. Because I got it when I was 17. It was so meaningful to me at the time.
God.
But and then I've got a rose on my
What was
rib.
going on in your life when you were 17?
Metal Militia. I'm telling you, I was going through
What
it.
was the quote again?
Storms make trees grow deeper roots.
I don't even know if that's true though. Like scientifically, is that correct? You know what I
No,
mean?
it's- but
I
it's
think
like,
storms actually get the lightning and hit the tree and the tree falls over.
Yeah,
so
look, I was going through it at 17. I probably got dumped by my Metal Militia boyfriend.
I'm Googling, do storms make trees take deeper roots? Here we go. Trees are created to withstand typical weather events, but extreme forces of wind or heavy ice and snow can overpower trees, no matter how strong or stable they are. Some trees grow special tap roots which extend much deeper into the ground.
So my
Okay.
tattoo is in fact false.
Well, I think what that's saying is that some trees in stormy areas have to grow deeper roots to
Right.
withstand the storm. However, nothing will guarantee that a storm won't knock you down.
Look, I was going through it when I was 17. But the good thing about, I've got the two tattoos on my wrist, which I really just want to get rid of, which I should. And then I've got one on my hip and I've got one on my rib, which means nothing. But the good thing about the hip and the rib is I never see them, so I don't even remember I have them. And it's not until I'm like in the mirror, like looking off to the side, I'm like, oh shit, I've got a massive rose on my rib. Oh, I was just so cool.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I do want to get them removed. I don't even see them.
Yeah.
I'm not a nudist.
Should we do a podcast episode nude? Oh, we can make an exclusive Patreon or OnlyFans, and we'll just upload nude episodes of the.
Fuck off! I would simply pass away if we sat here nude across from one another. I would have nightmares, like for both of us.
Talk about hitting the.
Oh, I'm really hungry.
Okay, we'll get out of here soon, but I got something else to talk about that I'm really excited about.
We're going to leave that in. I didn't think I was going to be in, but all right.
Oh, okay.
Everyone,
sorry.
I'm really hungry. I was just
Okay.
saying that to you in conversation.
Oh, do you want some food? I got some food. Got some snacks in my bag.
No, No, it's okay. I'll
I'm
push
kind of hungry
through.
too. We'll go to that cafe.
Yeah.
So what did you have the other week from that cafe down there?
Oh, just a bacon and egg roll. It fucking slapped. It was the best bacon and egg roll I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I was expecting it to be small. Like I don't have high expectations with bacon and egg roll. This thing was massive. Hopefully it's still open because I really want one.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It shut last week at 1, didn't it?
No, this is the other cafe on the corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
good,
hurry the fuck up. I
Okay,
wanna get
sorry.
out
I've
of here.
got one more thing to talk to you about, and that is that The Devil Wears Prada is now becoming a musical. Breaking news.
Yep.
The Devil Wears Prada, iconic movie we all know and love. The gays, the theys, then the girls love The Devil Wears Prada. I feel like it's very similar to Kylie Minogue. Anyone can love The Devil Wears Prada. You know?
Isn't there lots of like fat shaming comments in that movie that now would never like pass?
Yeah, and I say bring it on.
Because I think I watched it like recently and I remember saying like they came out with this movie now, like there would not be a script like that.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm not about that. I'm not about the cancel culture. If it happened back then and it was funny, leave it.
So be it.
When going forward, if that movie was made today, sure, have a problem with it. But like if that movie came out back when the times were different, it's like when people go, Sex and the City is so problematic. Yeah, we'll get over it and move on because I'm not talking about it. Because it's actually, we just look at it for what it is in the time and you just take it for that. And yeah, can't be bothered. It's like I'm the same with cancel culture in general. Like if someone did something 10 years ago that was not great, sorry, couldn't give a shit. If you did it yesterday, if you're doing it tomorrow, if you're doing it last week, maybe a year ago when we know that it's not okay.
Yeah.
Like back in the day,
The internet
if you
and
didn't
the world was so
know,
different.
I just don't reckon you call anyone out for anything unless it's like, you know, pretty
Genuinely really
recent
bad.
because by then we knew not to do it. Anyway, that's my opinion. No one probably cares about that. And maybe I'm wrong for saying that, but I don't care because this is my podcast, not yours. Devil Wears Prada. Just so exciting. It's coming in 2024, debuting in London on the West End.
Is it coming to Australia?
Oh, not yet. It'll debut in London, West End, which is like their Broadway.
Right.
And it'll start there. And then, of course, if it's good, it will probably then go on a tour.
Yeah.
It'll probably then
And
go
we'll get
places.
it like 6 years later.
We can then get the rights to it. Yeah, that's how it works over here, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I also think, sorry, but can we just talk? I mean, I love Wicked, but Australia needs to pick up its game with musical theatre recently. I am so disappointed. And it wasn't until Wicked came back that I actually thought about it and I was like, we are lacking because recently, just this year or the last 12 months, we've had Wicked, we've had Mamma Mia, we've had Hairspray, we've had, Mary Poppins was the other one. See, all those musicals I feel like we had 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Bring us new musicals, bring us fresh ones or bring us more niche ones that like we
Just
haven't
ours?
seen as much. You know, like Mary Poppins, I feel like they've just done that because it's safe and like people will take their kids. But like I want to see some other fun musicals that are a bit more niche. I understand having to do the big ones like Wicked, and Wicked I don't have a problem with because it's bloody amazing and I'll go and see it every bloody time. Yeah, I hope we get Devil Wears Prada, but like I'm not counting on it because Australian musical theatre is just bogus at the moment. I don't know what's going on. The exciting thing about the Devil Wears Prada musical is that all of the music will be written by Elton John.
Wow.
Which is, of course, another Tom Jones. I'm sure there's some scrollers listening who grew up with Elton John as their like person in the house.
See, I did not. That is one person I
household.
did not grow up listening to.
No, neither. I don't know what the word is there, but I'm really excited about that. I think that that's going to be great. Also, can the poor thing just retire? Seriously.
I know.
7 farewell tours. He's doing a Cher, you know. Cher will be back. Who else does it? John Farnham, 17.
Yeah,
You're the
seriously.
Voice, the farewell tour. Again, the remix. 2.0.
The encore.
Back again. Follow the yellow brick road or whatever he said. Follow the yellow brick road.
You haven't said that for a while.
I know, I haven't said that for a while. Now, obviously, I am like a full-on musical theatre girly. Like, I am a stan. I'm going to basically everything that comes to Sydney, I will go and see. That's actually Sky's rule, my partner's rule. He had this thing with his mum, who we unfortunately lost this year. Every musical that came to Sydney, they would go and see. And I'm going to continue that tradition with him. That's great for me. Because I love musical theatre, so I was like all about that. I'm like, I don't care what it is, let's go. But I feel like you're not really a musical girly. Have you even seen a musical?
Fuck off.
What?
You're wrong.
Oh, really?
I love musicals.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Right. Go through them, name them. What are your favourites?
All of them. I've seen.
That's what someone who's never seen a musical would say.
I've seen Lion King. I've seen Wicked.
Yeah.
Jersey Boys. Chicago.
Oh.
The thing I love the most about musicals is the feeling that I get after it, like when I walk out onto the street in Sydney, I feel like I can do anything. Like I get so heavily inspired.
Yeah.
I also, because I grew up dancing, every time I see a musical, it makes me wish that I got into that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel the same, but I want to get up on the stage with them and do it with them. And you know what? AJ has never been to a musical, obviously.
Oh, boo.
I know. And I really want to take him to one time because I try to describe how amazing it is to him, but he just doesn't quite get it. So now you know that I like musicals.
Yes.
So you have to invite me every time you and Sky are going.
Okay, fabulous. We can absolutely do that. And I've got another suggestion for you. Miss Saigon was amazing. You need to go and see that. But Devil Wears Prada, music written by Elton John. Thank goodness it's not going to be a jukebox musical. I love them. When it's right, it's right.
Yes.
But when it's wrong, it's really, really terrible.
Agreed.
You know? So that's exciting. It's coming and I hope it comes to Sydney and we're manifesting that it does.
And we'll be going.
And we will be going.
Anyway, we're at the end of another episode.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I know I don't want to go, but we kind of have to because someone else has a studio booking. So.
And I'm hungry.
Oi, we're going to get bacon and egg rolls.
Please, I hope it's open. Okay, hurry up, quick, do the
All right,
outro.
okay. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode. We upload every Tuesday. Rate us 5 stars and leave us a review. You've listened this far, so it's now a legally binding contract. You have to leave us a review and 5 stars. If you enjoyed today's podcast, tell a friend. Join the High Scrollers Club. It's very exclusive. Anyone can join. We've got unlimited memberships. You can follow us everywhere.
For me, search Brittney Saunders.
That wasn't fast enough. Go faster.
Okay, follow us everywhere else. For me, search Brittney Saunders.
And then for me, search All Right Hey. Anyway, Dal, I better let you go. I got to go throw my bra and panties at Tom Jones.